Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
We have a cavalcade of peoples in the house, so
We
list them all off
do.
for me.
We have a
it looks
whole
like the
bunch
entrance
of
the Brady
people.
Bunch.
We should do this in what's that gallery view, so we can get the whole Brady Bunch thing going. We have Shoebox of Worm Quartet. What's up, dude?
Hello.
We have Insane Ian, who's eating Chicago pizza. And we have Tom and Mike of the Belle Isle Rats. What's up, guys? Hey.
Now in the house.
Welcome to episode 524 of the Funny Music Podcast for July 2nd, 2016.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke,
Yeah,
what you been up to?
Sorry.
Luke, what you been up to?
Well, let's see. I got a tooth put in my head, so that's good.
Yay.
So yeah, this thing I've been dealing with for the past 3 weeks-ish was finally taken care of. So I have a new porcelain crown. And other than that, mostly just feverishly working on this comic that I was commissioned to do by a friend, and it's I made it the size of a standard comic page. And there's 3 pages of it. So each page has, well, let's see, page 1 has 7 panels. Page 2 has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 panels, and page 3 has 5 panels. So I have been inking this. It's completely 100% inked. It's all ready for me to color it. So that's what I'm going to do now. And so tomorrow, once it's past about 9 a.m. Central, or not 9 a.m. Pacific, excuse me, I'm going to post it for the world to see. So yeah, I'm very happy this project will finally be done. It's the last paid commitment that I had, and then once that's done, I will be focusing on making some new animatics, as well as my usual work, doing stuff with my Rich Aarons lessons and everything. I actually didn't have a lesson this week because Rich Aarons' daughter on Tuesday, which is the day we normally have our lessons, was in the hospital giving birth to a child.
Oh, cool.
Which is a preferable thing to give birth to.
Yes.
It's not a Yugo. Don't give birth to a Yugo. That's generally questioned.
Yeah. So
society.
So he messaged me all kind of apologetic, like, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll figure out when." I'm like, "Dude, just go, just go."
You go. Yes, that's what I said. You go.
It's like, so yeah. So we didn't have a lesson this week, and if we didn't have one until next Tuesday, I'd be fine with that, just because I was like, hey, this is way more important to do the thing. But I've already signed up for another 5 sessions beyond that one, so I have at least 6 more weeks of sessions with him once we get, once he gets back into the groove. So yeah, and today, just for the heck of it, I had this thought when I got up today. I'm like, wait a minute, what if my website has been screwing up, or if Gmail has been screwing up, and for the past year people have been trying to contact me through my website, and I haven't been getting the emails because they've been put into spam or put into some other place, and I checked and no, everything's fine. So basically I just suck. So like, oh good, the Gmail and the website, they're both working properly. I tested it and everything. Nobody wants me. Okay. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Mr. Spice?
Same old. I've actually made really good progress on the Spider-Verses video. Right before we started this show tonight, I finished up Lex's verse. So that means I have one more verse left, which is Luke's. And that's, and I'll start working on that tomorrow. I also did some additional color correction to Ian's verse so that he has some definition on his face because he was all,
so I don't look like a White Walker from Game of Thrones.
yeah, he was all kind of blown out. So that's about it on this end, other than the usual quarantine crap.
Look, Ian, White Walker lives matter. It's important.
Well, I gotta go. It's been nice seeing y'all. So lovely to chat with you. Closing the laptop now.
So, Tom and Mike, how you guys been?
Good. Good. No complaints. The standard situations worldwide notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Still alive. Still on this side of the grass. Overall, things are going reasonably well.
That's cool.
That's right. Stores now stock paper towel pretty much consistently, so no issue there.
That's helpful. Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's a low bar to get over to say everything is good.
Yes, high standards. No, man. How about you, Tom? How are things going out there in Wall Squared?
Yeah, it's all right. The wine industry is picking up a bit. It's not like it was before. You can't just have normal experiences where people just walk in and taste. It's more by appointment only, or days where it's just by the glass or the bottle. It's going to take a while before things get back completely to normal.
Can't you put the wine in a water pistol and shoot them from across the room?
I love that idea.
Generally, that's how they've been doing blessings at church now.
I like it. Just go talk to the wine steward. What squirt gun is best with a Chardonnay?
So, Ian, how about you? What you been up to?
Just trying to maintain this dollar store Seth Rogen look I've got going for me.
It's working well.
Thank you. I've been working on a new B-side collection that comes out tomorrow, but that's neither here nor there.
Ooh, we can talk about that during the news. There's not a lot of news today, so we can plug that.
But yeah, because tomorrow's Bandcamp Day. It's the last Bandcamp Day for a while, where 100% of the profits go to the artists because Bandcamp's waiving their fees. So I'm putting out a brand new album for people for tomorrow, so that people can take advantage of the Bandcamp Day sale thing.
Yes.
Yay.
Cool.
The weirdest thing happened on Bandcamp this week. A person ordered compact discs through my Bandcamp.
Yeah, that happened to me a couple weeks ago, and I because my car, like always, I'll have car problems. My car stopped working. I haven't mailed it yet, and I'm sorry, Lee. It was for Lee. I was actually messaging him about this just before the FuMPCast. But yeah, no, Ian has car problems. I like how suddenly I am Shoebox's background.
Ah!
That's just... It's bad when my own face disturbs me, but now it's disturbing you too. Thank you, Shoebox. I'm real glad to see you again. It's always a pleasure.
You as well, sir.
So, Shoebox, what have you been up to other than picking Ian's nose?
I was just trying to clean his glasses. Jeez,
Oh,
I guess
okay.
I could. Good night. There we are. Okay, there we are. Yeah. Yeah. I woke up this morning and took a shower and immediately threw up, so I took the day off of work. It's been a great day.
That sounds not fun.
Fantastic. I'm doing it right now. Other than that, I am still making things. I've been working a little bit more than usual on new music, so I'm hoping to have this new album I've been talking about forever out this year for real this time. I did a new song in the FuMP, which that's later. If you're gonna hear that.
Yes.
No,
No, actually, we're gonna hear that. We're gonna hear that right now. Give us a quick intro to the song, and we'll give it a listen.
Right now.
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Oh man,
Right freaking now.
I was ill prepared for a segue.
That's a great album title.
Ill prepared for a segue. I'll take it. All right, so this one, I did that Smithsonian article for the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man, and when they interviewed me for that, I realized I hadn't done anything to really celebrate that, so I redid my old Pac-Man is naked and so should you song. I figured I'd have fun with that, do new things with it, added another verse to it, and it exists, and you're going to play it.
And here it is, Pac-Man is 40, and so should you, by Worm Quartet.
If you've never played Pac-Man before, it's a little something like this.
Being rather yellow guy? Pac-Man! Do he eating lots of dots? Pac-Man! Running up and down your street, screaming at your mailbox now, hanging from your ceiling fan? Pac-Man! Open and a close. Pac-Man, run your fingers on my arm. Pac-Man, jumping up and down real fast, putting butter in your hat, shaving all your fish at night. Pac-Man, oh,
It's time to Pac-Man. The best way to Pac-Man is to use the game. You move the joystick and you eat the dot. Eat all the dots, you win another maze. And mazes are the place where Pac-Man goes. He eats the key or maybe eat the pear. Cause these are food for eating in the maze. But those are making death, so run away. Or make them ruthless turn into a food.
ASMR!
Nice shoes, let's Pac-Man! And the Pac-Man is the thing that you will move. The thing is all the Pac-Man that there is. We're eating all the dots and also Clyde. But also Clyde is only sometimes food. The food is very easy for the mouth. Cause mouth is all the thing that Pac-Man has. But if the death makes nothing from the ghosts, then look, another Pac-Man is arrived. Look what you've done.
Nice.
Cute.
Very nice update to that one. I'm particularly happy with the line, the thing is all the Pac-Man that there is. I think that sums up Pac-Man perfectly.
Thank you.
So yeah, so what'd you do, like, musically and stuff to update this song?
Everything. I completely redid the music, obviously. The original I was going for more just straight goofy to kind of match the lyrics. That's what I decided. I wanted to go, fun electronic, fast as hell kind of crap. So I did that. I had a few different ideas of what to do with it, so I kind of incorporated a couple of different ones in there. This is why I kind of go off on a different direction in that whole ASMR section.
Yes, I enjoyed the ASMR section too.
Yeah, that made me happy. Just shouting up ASMR and then going into that made me so happy.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. Probably my favorite part of the whole song.
Excellent. And it wasn't there before, so you previously hated it. Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's how things work.
I believe so. Yes, I have plans for further Pac-Man things because I like Pac-Man things. So
because you are the Pac-Man guy.
By
Just in case anybody watching or listening doesn't know, Shoebox was the Pac-Man guy from VH1's Totally Obsessed from about 10, 15 years ago, I guess.
It was 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Yeah.
Or if you're watching this and haven't seen all the Pac-Man things directly behind Shoebox.
There's
Yes.
that. Yeah, there's all those things. There's the whole collection. Next to the bottle of alcohol and all the various printers and stuff, because this is now where I work too. So my basement is ridiculous right now. You've seen what it looks like already. Now picture it with there's about 5 or 6 printers in here now, and a couple different PCs, and it's. I still have room to record over there.
That's good. You have to have room to record, otherwise there will be no more Pac-Man greatness.
Yeah,
There needs to be Pac-Man.
The guitar's in the corner there, being held by Rick Ocasek right now. I think is he? Yeah, there it is.
The
Rick Ocasek
guitar.
In the space where the Cirque du Soleil albums were recorded.
Yes.
Right.
Which I miss, both being in that space and recording those albums.
I do too.
No longer be room for you to sleep here, but yeah. That was awesome. We could probably do that again, which just requires, ideas.
Which we have. I've been sending stuff to the group for a while now.
Oh, I thought you were kidding.
No.
Yeah, I've seen those. I have not had any of my own personally. I've had very little going in that direction.
That's okay. That's okay. Ideas will happen. So speaking of ideas, what else have you been doing to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man, since you are the Pac-Man guy?
The Pac-Man guy. Well, mostly I've been, having an existential crisis and, fighting the daily ennui to, get through my day and do the things I've got to do so my family can continue to eat. So, this whole COVID press going on. Other than that, the Smithsonian interview was kind of awesome. I did end up, purely by accident, I ended up finding a copy of Buckner and Garcia's Pac-Man Fever on a. It's over there. I can't reach it. Can't quite reach it. A square picture disc 7-inch thing, which I didn't know existed. So that was kind of awesome.
Nice.
That was an accidental celebration of Pac-Man's 40th anniversary. Other than that, I've played it here and there because I got the machine over that way.
How many things do you have that can play Pac-Man?
You're starting to sound like VH1
Yeah.
now. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I don't. I've got MAME running on a multitude of items. I mean, it's on but yeah, many things. I suppose.
Many things. Okay.
I gotta think now because looking behind me now, I got the television. I got Pac-Man for that. It's right here. I actually just recently picked it up. And the Atari 800 computer and NES. I've got it for that. I've got Pac-Land right now hooked up to the Famicom that I bought in Japan and fixed. And they did not come up with Pac-Man for the Sega Master System, so it's not for that. 7800, of course, 26th anniversary Pac-Man's there, and so that's all that stuff. And then there's we got Pac-Land on the TurboGrafx, of course, because that's the only one I think that came out for the TurboGrafx. It might have been Ms. Pac-Man for that. I'm not sure. It definitely came out for the Genesis. At least Ms. Pac-Man did. Game Gear, I got it for that. Got it for Game Boy. I've got. Again, Pac-Land for the Lynx. I don't think Pac-Man came out with Lynx. And emulation-wise, anything that can run MAME pretty much is running MAME. So
I have Pac-Land for TurboGrafx 16, but I do not have a TurboGrafx 16.
you should probably, if you had one, then you could play it on it. It works a lot better that way.
Generally, yeah. I mean, I got the TurboGrafx Mini, but I
How is that? Can I have it?
What's that?
How is that? Can I have it?
I haven't opened it yet, and no.
Okay.
But no, I never had a TurboGrafx 16, and I always wanted one. That's why I got the Mini.
You own Pac-Land for it, despite not having a thing to play it on.
Yeah, I randomly bought it when I was planning on getting a TurboGrafx 16, and then a place that I was going to get it from sold it, and not to me.
Not to you?
Not to me.
Who
So
they sell it
I
to?
still don't have it.
Who'd they sell it to? Let's find them.
That's why sales happen to other people. I just missed it. That's all.
This is the future. You can find it now.
Well, I'm sure, yes, but it's much more now than it was then when I tried to buy it and didn't have the money.
They've gotten realistic. They've gotten ridiculous, not realistic, ridiculous from a cost perspective as well as the games.
Yeah.
I got a little cartridge thingy that you can put an SD card in to put the games on my real TurboGrafx. So I'm playing fake TurboGrafx games on a real TurboGrafx.
Oh, like one of those EverCards, right?
Yeah, the EverDrive.
EverDrive, that's it. I've seen a couple of those for Genesis and 32X, and I'm like, ooh, I'm all excited about this, and just the Ever card is like $200 or something like that.
For some of them, yeah, the TurboGrafx one was reasonable for some reason. The Sega Master System one's stupid, so I haven't gotten that one. And, yeah, but anyway, that's Pac-Man information, I suppose.
One more question about Pac-Man, and you may not know the answer to this, but why do you think it was that the Pac-Man sounds from the Atari 2600 have been ubiquitous for video game sounds in every movie ever made? Every time somebody sits down to play a video game, you see these like amazing 3D graphics. Then you hear beep 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 beep.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know if it's entered the public domain at a good time or what the hell might have happened to those noises. I've heard that. I've seen that question asked multiple times. I have not seen a valid answer for it. If any of you out there happen to know the answer, feel free to let us know.
The earliest example of that I can remember is, and I want to say this movie had to have been early 90s, or first half of the 90s anyway, My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis, where
I actually remember that.
They're clearly playing the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Like, there's a really clear shot of what they're playing, and it's the Pac-Man Atari noises. I was like, no! It's like, I mean, even like fakey video game noises that they just would have made in a studio would have been better than noises that were clearly not from that game and not going along with any of the action of what they were playing. I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe they just immediately dumped all that into public domain or just decided, we don't care, use whatever you want. And that became the standard noises you'd hear in every time you'd see someone playing a video game.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that somebody included it, you know, on a stock audio library. Because when I worked for a place and we used to get these CDs of stock music and stock sound effects and stuff, and all I can think of is that somebody at some point must have included the Pac-Man sounds on one of those libraries, and it just kind of, you know, got out there.
Yeah. Well, and they're immediately recognizable as hey, that's a video game noise. So
Yeah.
even if you're not familiar with the game, so yeah, it works.
But it's such a terrible version of Pac-Man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I want to re-edit the Fred Savage movie, The Wizard now, which was like basically a 2-hour Nintendo commercial, and just put in all the Atari 2600 Pac-Man noises over every single NES game that's in that movie.
I have to show you a thing. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Well, he's looking for the thing I want to mention. I remember seeing a reviewer review The Wizard, and was when it came out, and he was like such a negative person about the whole thing, and he was like,
Yeah.
"And the big game at the end is a game that will be available in stores this Christmas," and it was Super Mario Brothers 3, which wasn't available in the stores by that Christmas. It wasn't until like January.
Yeah. I just want to bring attention to the fact that I'm randomly wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog hat.
We noticed!
Because I didn't realize it was behind me until Shoebox put the image of me behind him.
Right.
So, Shoebox, what were you going to show us? It doesn't cut to
I'll
you
just say
until you
this.
make noise.
This is a version of Pac-Man. This is a bootleg version of the 2600 version of Pac-Man. It's the exact same game, just with the most. It came out in I forget what country this was from, but as you can see, it is Pac-Man for Atari Video Computer System, one word, 2600. And you can see that you have these aliens with the letters P and R on them shooting lightning bolts at Pac-Man and his green friends. And they're in France for some reason. And so I just want to point that out. This is one of my proudest bits of stupid to have in my collection.
That is fantastic.
Proudest Bits of Stupid is also a really good album title.
It is.
Can I plug a thing? I want to plug a thing.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, please, if you have something to plug it.
Okay, I have merch now. Finally, I haven't had a lot of like shirts and stuff available for a while. So basically, every shirt I've ever made is now like print on demand. If you go to storefrontier.com/Worm Quartet, it's all that away. As well as in here, I didn't get her permission to put this up, but I'm doing it anyway. This is Carrie Dolby wearing the official Worm Quartet profanity filter mask. So there you go. It blocks 97% of baby Jesus tears, and there you go.
All right. Well, thank you. That was awesome. All right. So we're going to do some news and then
Wait, I have one more
talk to
question
the rats.
for
Go ahead.
Shoebox. Okay, Shoebox, are you mad at me, and why are you mad at me?
Yes, because you keep asking me that fucking question.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're quite welcome. I love you, Luke.
This
Not what you're
is the
thinking.
FuMP.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear. And from our shores, it could get worse.
Dr. Fauci, bring us good news. Give us relief for this pandemic blues.
Wash your hands. It's not that hard to avoid groups and stay 6 feet apart. It's not just about you. It's a damn pandemic. All we're asking you is, don't be a dick.
It's like we're playing Minecraft and we're stuck in the nether. We'll get out whenever.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Everything is canceled. Everything is closed 'cause we're
time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, as I mentioned, it's been a slow news week, at least as far as comedy music is concerned. It's busy news week otherwise, but as far as comedy music is concerned, the only thing I have is that the Dr. Demento Facebook group has finally surpassed 20,000 members. We're at 20,100 or so, give or take. If you are on Facebook, please join us. Just search for the Dr. Demento Show official Facebook group. And if you're not on Facebook, congratulations. Good for you. I can't seem to get off it.
Congratulations on your mental health.
Yes. So, Ian, you have something new coming out tomorrow.
I do. At midnight Pacific time, I am releasing my 4th B-side collection called Demented Access Memory Nodes. And it's going to be a collection of songs I've done with other people, a couple of songs I've released on the FuMP that haven't been released on anything else, including a couple of songs that I've done on my Patreon, like a song that might be premiering on the FuMP tomorrow as well.
All right. Hey! Cool. So check that out tomorrow. Anybody have anything else before tour dates?
As a reminder, it is Bandcamp Day tomorrow, which means Bandcamp is waiving their revenue fees so that artists get 100% of the profits when you buy anything tomorrow, Friday, July 3rd. So don't just get stuff from me. Anybody who's on Bandcamp that you want to purchase from, they get 100% of the profits tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last Bandcamp Day for a bit. They've done it the first Friday of the month, the past 3 months, and they haven't announced a new one since then. So,
all right. Tour dates. Every other Sunday online, Lauren Mayer. Wednesdays online, Mark Gunn. Thursdays online, Steve Goody and Psycho Stick. Fridays online, Carla Ulbrich. And also Fridays on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring Dr. Pinkerton. And tomorrow's episode will feature Undercover Fun Time in the Secret Lab. So definitely check that out.
I have a couple things I want to plug.
All right.
So I made an audio trailer for a podcast, one of my other recent commission things. I'm the kind of I'm the voice of a show called the Senior Topia Show podcast, which is done by my friend Julie Whelan Capel, which some of you, if you've seen me perform at Gen Con over the past couple of decades, back when I was still doing that, she was the host of the Masquerade every year and usually dressed up as an awesome character, usually Star Wars. She has a brilliant Mon Mothma costume because she looks very much like Mon Mothma. But anyway, the podcast is basically aimed at people in their 50s and 60s or older, basically people who are pre-retirement or about to retire, and just about being that age and basically the way they put it is everything about, being that age and preparing for retirement, except for the stuff about money. They basically want to keep the money part out of it and make it more about, living your life and other issues, etc. So, they are fun-loving people. So the topic doesn't really have anything to do with comedy music, but they're cool people and it's a cool show. And I figure there are people in that demographic listening, so I wanted to let them know about it. It's Senior Topia, so the word senior and then Topia, seniortopiashow.com for the podcast, and the trailer's up there. And I have one more bit of thing I'm doing for them. They asked me to do a song parody. They commissioned me to do one. Carrie's going to sing on it, and I am currently waiting for the backing track from Tom Smith. So yeah, I will. That will be available probably at their website once I finish it and send it off. It's at the point where the majority of the work is done. The song is written. I'm just waiting for music so I can record my part and then send it to Carrie and she can record her part, and then boom, it'll be finished. And yeah. Other thing I wanted to plug is this past Sunday's new episode of Kyle and Luke Talk About Tunes podcast, episode number 173, which is titled Joe Alasky Energy. In the first half, we talked about the Cuphead show because the Annecy Convention did a whole half-hour video about that show that's forthcoming, and man, does that show look awesome! So there's that. But then the second half, I got out the art I've been working on with Rich Aarons for my art lessons with him, and kind of put them all in order. And then I shared my Zoom screen with him, and we recorded all of the video for it, and then I put it up on my YouTube page. So if anybody wanted to, rather than listen to that part of the podcast, they could go and watch the video and seeing what images that me and Kyle are talking about. They can. So it's at my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/LukeSki. Also, I think it's youtube.com/TheGreatLukeSki. I believe I have both of them. And look for the recent video that says, kind of look Talk About Tunes special video segment. And yeah, you can see all that. And while I'm at it, I'll just plug that if you're interested in drawing lessons with Rich Ahrens, who is one of the people that made Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs, and Freakazoid happen, you can contact him at richahrens@me.com. He's also on Instagram under the name Rich Ahrens, RichArons. And if you're interested in those lessons with Steven Silver, where I've been doing those character design experiments, he has these group sessions he does for like $20 each for a 2-hour session where you're with like 30 other people on Zoom doing the same assignment. He is at silvertunes.com, silvertons.com, and he has those sessions plus others that he has available for people who want to learn how to do art better, which is what I'm trying to do. All right, that's enough for me.
All right. Tom and Mike.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So give us a quick intro to this little tune. We'll give it a listen.
This song is just about the simple pleasures of watching stuff blow up.
Who can't relate?
All right.
That's it. No deeper meaning than that.
I can't think of a better intro. So here is Blow Stuff Up by the Belle Isle Rats.
It all began in June of 1983. We'd stopped at roadside fireworks stands in Tennessee and died by firecrackers, M80s, and stink bombs. When I got home, I couldn't wait to try 'em out. But around my house, that sort of thing was not allowed. And so I had to wait till everyone was gone. But then, boom, boom, my old gym socks. Boom, boom, the mailbox. Boom, boom, my dad's laptop. I like to blow stuff up. Boom, boom, the cordless drill. Boom, boom, my mom's treadmill. Boom, boom, the Foreman grill. I like to blow stuff up. A boom, boom. Oh, a boom, boom. At some point on the small stuff I began to sour. So I found ways to get me some more firepower. Now I've got homemade bombs, C4 and dynamite. And now boom, boom, the new flat screen. Boom, boom, the Dairy Queen. Boom, boom, the tambourine. I like to blow stuff up. Boom, boom, the neighbor's car. Boom, boom, the corner bar. Boom, boom, I've gone too far. Well, the victims all confronted me in court. That's when I knew that my life would be shorter than planned. And now, boom, boom, my feet and knees. Boom, boom, my testicles. Boom, boom, my face Swiss cheese. They like to blow me up. Boom, boom, my arms and hands. Boom, boom, my thyroid gland. Boom, boom, there goes my ass sailing through the air. A boom, boom. Oh, a boom, boom. Oh, oh, boom, boom. Boom.
I cannot express how much I freaking love this song. I don't know what it is about it, but I laughed so hard when this song first got posted, and it's just such a happy little ditty, and it still cracks me up. I freaking love it. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Please.
So first of all, who's singing on this?
That would be me.
Okay.
Yes.
That's my this guy voice.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of character voices in the Belle Isle Rats, and that's that squirrely guy. There's many others, but so
Squirrely guy. That's just what he's known as.
squirrely guy. Yeah, that's what I call him. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the inspiration for this song happened in the most unlikely situation. So my friend Wally and I we were at a Bible study, and we're in there listening to a lecture, and I had a really bad cold, and I had to hack my guts out. I'm trying to hold back a cough. Finally, I realized I wasn't going to be able to hold off this cough. So I leave this lecture hall with 200 people, and everybody's watching me leave. Like, what's going on? So I step out, and I'm hacking my guts out for like 2 minutes. Later on, I found out that everybody in the whole place heard me hacking my guts out outside the door. So anyway, I finished hacking my guts out, and for some reason, after I'm done hacking, that melody just came to me with the stupid squirrely voice. And I just boom, boom, la, 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 boom. It just came like that. So of course, I sung it into the iPhone. I thought, hey, there's a seed we can plant in this stupid garden for later. So, and then that was like in February, and then Tom came out in August. So in that amount of time, I put it together. And some songs you like struggle with and wrestle with. This song just poured out of me like fish guts on a tuna boat. It just like came out of nowhere. And then Tom came in August, and he I think that was the first time you played hand percussion on anything. I think you played the cajon on that. And
yeah, it was a cajon, and I can't remember what else. Do we have a bass drum in there too, or no?
I think it was just the cajon and the shaker.
What's a cajon?
That sounds about right.
What's a cajon?
You've seen them. It's like a box you sit on, and you tap it like you sit on. It's like a box.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what those things were called. Okay, yeah. I know
like
what
the size of a dorm room refrigerator.
Yeah.
And then you hit on one area that's like simulates a kick drum, higher up simulates a snare drum, and we had the hardest time miking it though, because one of those things that sounded great when you heard it in the room, but then when you tried to put mics on it, it just sounded weird. So
interesting.
You finally figured out how to mic it.
You did. I guess you figured it out though, because the song sounds great.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we spent some time on it, but there's sort of another inspirational thing about the song. Tom, you'll realize my family. Okay. My mom and dad live in this rural area of Michigan called Cadillac, which is right here. When you live in Michigan, you can always use your hand.
Yeah.
And they live on a big enough area where they can pretty much do whatever they want to do. And so if you visit our house, basically, because my mom cooks all the time, you eat and you watch stuff explode in the evening. That's what they do. Seriously, the first time we went there, it started off kind of small. They had like the stuff I mentioned in the song, the roadside fireworks stuff. But then I go back the next year. Now they've got Roman candles and M80s and bigger firecrackers. And then one year I go back and they're throwing aerosol cans in the fire pit. Just whatever will explode. And then one year my dad made this thing called a spud chucker, this big PVC pipe, and you put a PVC chamber in the bottom, put lighter fluid in there. You turn this little handle which sparks it, and it sends this freaking potato into the next county. Just
yeah.
That was one year. But now, the last couple of years, they've got this stuff called tannerite. You ever heard? You know what tannerite is?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's like powdered aluminum mixed with some other chemical. You mix it together in a jar. By itself, it's inert, but then you blast it with a shotgun, and it go boomski, and it explodes like you can't believe. So basically, you wake up, you eat 10 meals a day, and then when it gets dark, you watch stuff explode. That's life at my family's house in Michigan.
That sounds like fun. I think that sounds like a great time.
I just do all. Does everybody in your family still have all their fingers and toes? That's really.
Yeah, some are counting in base 8.
Yeah, as far as I know, everybody does. Yeah, it's a fair question. As much as they like exploding things, my dad is pretty big on safety, and my dad. Actually, another thing my dad did, my dad's a retired mechanical engineer. So one time, him and my brother built a trebuchet. I don't know if you know what a trebuchet is. It's like a medieval catapult.
Yeah.
And there's like a 400-pound weight at one end, this big long stick on the other, and it'll send anything flying far away. And
I've seen Mythbusters.
Yeah, exactly. And Cadillac, Michigan is like a pretty much of a slow news town. So my dad actually made it on the news one night with his trebuchet. They sent a live film crew out there, and live at 6, Dennis Renneker and his trebuchet in Cadillac, so they were on the news.
Well,
So-
at first when you said he made it on the news, I thought you meant the news report wasn't about him. He just launched himself from the trebuchet past the camera.
I probably could have explained that more clearly, but yeah.
I love that everyone notices the mispronunciation when you say testicles. That's funny.
Well, that's the Roman god of impregnation.
I think didn't
I
we-
thought it
think
was
we
the
ripped out-
Greek god of tenacity.
Pick your poison.
I think we ripped that. Didn't we rip that off from Monty Python? Isn't there a Monty Python thing that mentions testicles? I don't know.
There might
Entirely
be.
possible.
You're thinking of Biggest Dickus.
Oh, that's the greatest tip ever. Do you find it funny when I mention my name?
So yeah,
I
so I
literally
love that you
like
got
it.
this song posted just in time for the 4th of July when we're gonna be blowing stuff up this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, that was completely a fluke. That was not planned. It's just one of those things that worked out like that. So
That's happened a couple times on the FuMP. We had like the first time I noticed it back on the old website. I didn't have like clean URLs, and it was a so it was like the song was song.php ? ID equals and then the number of the ID in the database for the song, and Robert London Spaff posted a song called "Hey IRS Kiss This," and the ID just by pure coincidence was 1040.
wow. Nice.
Yeah.
So I love it when stuff like
Sometimes
that
things
happens.
happen.
Dude, I had think I was staying in a hotel once, and they couldn't. The key to the room did not work, and so I had somebody come up, and they gave us another key that didn't work either. So they went, and they got this whole machine, they hooked it up. I'm like, okay, we can't. Your room just isn't in the system at all, and it was room 404.
Of course.
Killed me.
See, that's something that you know that like some engineer did that like intentionally as a joke.
I
you know?
hope so.
That's the type of thing I would do. Like even if I was the architect designing the hotel, I would intentionally leave out room 404 just to be a dick. So what are you guys doing next?
I don't know. What are we doing next? We've kind of had it in our mind to record something remotely, but it hasn't really happened for various reasons.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys done remotely in the past? I know typically Tom would fly out and you guys would record in person.
We haven't. I mean, I've got a lot of other things going on in other areas of my life that's kind of preventing me from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There's this. I'm involved in this remodel at our church right now, which is like way more intensive than I ever imagined would be. So
remodels tend to do that. Yeah.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's turning out great, but it's like, man. So, but I know this would be the year for a new Belle Isle Rats project too, because we used to do them every year. Now it's going to be once every 2 years. So we'll have to see how it goes. We need to talk, Tom, later on, maybe sometime this fall. But right now, there's nothing concrete planned. But hopefully sometime soon, because we're due.
Yeah. Right now, our biggest activity is doing the FuMP interviews.
Which we love.
How many have we done? It seems like a lot. I'm starting to feel like George Hamilton or Rich Little on Carson. It's like they're just like
Well, you guys are welcome to come on every week if you want to. I don't mind,
Keep making awesome songs.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. We love this.
I can tell you exactly 1, 2. I keep track of such things. It looks like 12 or 13. So.
Hang on.
Anyway, it's always fun, and you do a great job with this.
Thank you.
Keeping this alive and keeping the funny music thing out there in the public is awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
And just a reminder of I'm in the Valley, I'm in Burbank. So if you ever once social distancing and quarantining is over, if you ever want to, team up with me on something, I'd be happy to.
Oh yeah.
The Belle Isle Rats experience.
Little fun cross-pollination. I like it.
Luke has appeared on everybody else's song. Might as well be on a Rat song.
One of my favorite moments from MarsCon history was when Paul and Storm were on stage after having seen, MarsCon happening for a day and a half, and we were all getting on stage during each other's shows to do songs. He was like, I forgot what the initial thing was. That's my side project with Worm Quartet and Devo Spice and the Great Luke Ski, because you can't have a side project in Dementia without every other act in Dementia being involved in it.
Right. That was fun. I miss MarsCon.
I miss things.
Those were awesome, man.
Remember things?
Stuff is cool.
Things were fantastic.
I miss when stuff happened.
You know what I haven't had in like 3.5 months? A hug. I really want a hug.
Right?
And my roommate is one of the most huggable people in the world. She's a hug tease, I'm telling you.
Just go to hug.com. You're covered.
Clearly.
So, is there anything you guys would like to plug?
No. No. Unlike you guys, we're like not on it. We're just do songs every once in a while and throw them in there, But I admire the fact that you guys all have stuff going on. You're plugging stuff. You're doing stuff. We're just like we record stuff and whatever. But I just the same as always. Just our website, BelleIsleRats.com. Our whole catalog is up there for the last since 2005. And so there's about almost 50 songs up there now.
Nice.
And so,
So,
yeah,
I know we're doing the whole quarantining thing. Are there any plans to go back to Michigan to see your family? Because I'm picturing filming a music video for this song in your future.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe next summer. There actually is a video of I'll email it to you. There's a video of my family blowing stuff up. They've got this tannerite. My brother made these latex heads when he was in medical school for a year, and one of them looks exactly like Saddam Hussein. So they put him out on a stump, put the tannerite in front of him, and then my nephew blasts him, and you see the Saddam Hussein just explode. It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll link that because it's funny. And this song's playing in the background.
Okay, cool. That's great. All right, let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Draconis alert. Draconis alert. Draconis alert.
Draconis wrote, "Hi, damn it. We've got Dinky McDiddly Boots, Waffly McPackety Snoots, and the Belle Isle Mouseketeers. Dinky, how are you holding up in this quarantine?" I'm doing okay, actually. BIR, that would be the rats. Are you going to write a Ms. Pac-Man song to compete against the Warm Duet?
Yes. I just don't know when.
Okay.
When did I lose 2 members?
Don't know. Lukey,
Had enough losing one.
Did you notice who played the lead hunter in the Woody Woodpecker movie?
It's been a while since I've watched that on Netflix, so I don't remember who that was. But I could look it up easily.
And McPackety Snoots, hi, damn it. Which do you choose to destroy, the 80s Pac-Man cartoon or the Ghostly Adventure series? Only one.
Am I McPackety Snoots?
Yes, you are.
I don't know when that happened. Okay. So, which animated series are you
Choose
destroy?
one to destroy, the 80s Pac-Man cartoon or the Ghostly Adventure series.
I have no love for the Ghostly Adventure series from what I've seen. I only watched a bit of it. I just couldn't. It was there. The 80s one I watched, and I can't justify watching it, but I did watch it. So I guess that can stay. It kind of did something of a job, destroying itself. If you ever watch it, there's this whole scene where I forget what the name of it. Sourpuss gets caught in a bottle when he's doing like a boat in a bottle thing. There's a whole ship in a bottle deal, and he's doing that, and then he picks it up. He just picks up the cat, and the cat is meowing like it's in a bottle, but there isn't actually a bottle. There was some really high quality animation going on there. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
It does. That answers my question. I hope it answers Draconis' question. All right.
Jukebox, I wanted to ask you something relating to that cartoon.
Okay.
Back in the day, they used to do a thing where the networks would, like the day before on Friday night, they would have all their new cartoons. They would have like a preview special in prime time.
Yes.
So there was one the day before Pac-Man premiered that had the voice actor from Pac-Man, who I think his name was Marty Ingalls,
yes,
on it. Did you actually see that? Because I remember seeing that. I was curious if you saw that.
I grew up in way upstate New York, and we had an antenna on the roof that picked up. Basically, we had a little thing hooked up to move it, electronically. And so we got one CBS station. We sort of got an NBC station. We didn't get it in the winter because the antenna would freeze, but we sort of got an NBC station. We got a couple of Canadian stations. My sister learned Z before Z through their Sesame Street, and we did not get an ABC at all. I missed out completely on the Pac-Man cartoon. We got 2 PBS stations. 2. No ABC.
So you had to wait for USA's Cartoon Express to see Pac-Man?
By then, I could watch that because, if we were on vacation somewhere with cable, I could watch it on USA, yeah. It took a while before I ended up with cable. But yeah, I did end up watching it on USA here and there. And, of course, I think the Cartoon Network runs the Christmas episode every now and then. But, yeah.
All right, so that's it for feedback. And we have a third song this week, which is by me, featuring Luke and Ian, which is why Ian is on the show tonight.
The reason I'm here.
Here is Zoom Meeting by Devo Spice. Yeah. All I wanna do is zoom from my spare room.
Just work from home.
All I wanna do is zoom from my spare room.
Just work from home.
All I wanna do is zoom from my spare room.
Just work from home.
All I wanna do is zoom from my spare room.
Just work from home.
All I wanna do is zoom from my spare room.
Just work from home.
Check, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, maybe check. Am I coming through okay? Check, maybe check. Can you guys see me? Check, maybe check. Okay, it's called a Zoom meeting. It's needed when you're working remotely. I'm feeling lonely and the software is the only connection I have to my team back in the office. 6 meetings by noon, I think I'm never getting off this. Turn on the camera so they see my face, but never will they ever see a thing below the waist. Now since I got the background to appear, can you guess where I am? Here's a hint, it's got a long park tram. Pass control so you can try to make your point again. But when you share your screen, I'm seeing dirty pics of men. But now I should mute my mic when I start eating, so they don't hear me eat my lunch in a Zoom meeting. All I wanna do, zoom from my spare room.
Just eat your lunch.
All I wanna do, zoom from my spare room.
Just eat your lunch.
All I wanna do, zoom from my spare room.
Just eat your lunch.
Check, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, maybe Ian, are you on?
Yep.
Ian, I can see you, but I don't hear anything.
Yep.
Check, maybe check. Okay.
Yup, it's working. Certain cause with Zoom I'm an artist. Virtual background got me inside the TARDIS. What I need with these responsibilities that I'm shirking is a virtual foreground, so it looks like I'm working. This meeting is boring to the core of my being, but doing it in my underwear is quite freeing. Not mean to cut you off, not mean to interrupt, but yup, there's a lag and it keeps popping up. I like the way you... No, you go. I like the way you... Go ahead. I just wanted to say...
No, you go.
I'm glad I didn't get out of bed for this.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
Take it now, take it. I can take every Zoom meeting buck naked. Bandwidth is back as Netflix is streaming. Won't turn off my mic so you'll hear my kids screaming. I didn't shave my face, I didn't cut my hair. My uncle's walking around in his ready underwear. Come on, pass the control so I can stream. Share it, baby, share my new meme. I can hack into another room and make a fake name, boom. Ralph Cramden with the bang Zoom. The way I'm making it mine is just a sign that I'm a troll with a whole lot of time. But I ain't in this meeting just harassing. I ain't turning off my camera when I'm in the bathroom.
Now.
Yeah, watch it, baby, watch it like that.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bathroom.
Just take it dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bathroom.
Just take it dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bathroom.
Just take it dump.
All I wanna do is zoom from my bathroom.
Just take it dump. I heard Zoom sends all your data to China.
Free Taiwan! There. Now they won't.
Okay. I gotta jump off. I got a 10 o'clock.
Okay. My dog needs to go out anyway.
I heard the president's having a meeting with the Joint Chiefs. I'm gonna try to crash it.
Okay. Good luck.
Talk to you later.
So that's a song.
Yay!
And dude, that nails it.
Thank you.
Especially when you guys like trying to talk over each other. That's the biggest thing. I'm like,
Yeah, I was very happy with the way that came out.
That's just like, yep, that's it, man.
Thank you.
Just the whole vibe of it is just like right on. So hats off to that one. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, like many of the pandemic-related parodies, I was not the first person to come up with this idea. There's a couple of these on YouTube, and but I did come up with the idea on my own. I didn't steal it. I
didn't realize people had already done this one.
Oh yeah, I've been working from home since mid-March, and we were using Zoom for a while, then we switched to Microsoft Teams. But I was sitting around on Zoom doing something, and I was just like, I like working from home. You know, I do. I don't like that there's a pandemic going on, but I like working from home, and I'm hoping that when this is all over, I can continue working from home. And so I was like, because all I want to do is work from home and Zoom, and I just went, oh, all I want to do, you know. And so I let that bounce around in my head for a little while, and then I was like, I wonder if anyone else did this. So I went to YouTube and I did a search and I found 3. And
wow.
Yeah, one of them was decent, but he only did the first verse. And then the other 2 were just like, it was just a guy with his computer and no background vocals or no background music or anything. So it was just like somebody like, hey, here's a funny idea type thing.
Nice.
So as far as I know, I'm the first person to do the entire song. So that's something.
A for idea and A for execution.
Thank you. So
it's always nice when you can do it and do it better than the other ones that are out there.
At least in my opinion, anyway.
Right.
So we had I hired Lindsay Smith, Linzilla, to play the sax, so I didn't have to do the sample. And she did an awesome job as usual. I didn't know if she had a regular sax. I knew she had like the big baritone sax. So I emailed her and she was like, "Oh yeah, I have." She apparently has a plethora of saxophones. So so she was able to a plethora of saxophones. So
I'd like to thank the movie The Three Amigos for teaching me the word plethora.
Okay.
Never heard that word before that movie and that scene. Do I have a plethora of piñatas?
I do like that one joke that's out now. There's a funeral for a man, and somebody walks up to the wife and goes, "Excuse me, I'd just like to say a word." She goes, "Go ahead." He goes, "Plethora." And she goes, "Thank you, that means a lot."
Yeah.
So I wanted to comment on your superior scratching because this sounds so like
Devo's got a new toy. Wait, let him go get it.
It's right here. I bought this. It's got to switch to me. There we go. So this is my new DJ controller. Look at how cute and adorable this thing is. It's got the 2 little wiki things right here. This is what I used for scratching on this song. It's maybe a foot long, like 3 or 4 inches wide, and like less than an inch deep, and it weighs like 1.5 pounds, and it was under $100. And I'm like, I can't go wrong with this. So I sold my other one, the big Newmark one that I used for like Spider-Verses and the other songs. I sold that because that was big and heavy, and I was having trouble getting it working. So,
How much was that, the small one?
$80, I believe.
Okay, I'm buying one immediately. Can you please send me?
I will send you the
where I
info.
can get
Yes.
that?
It was, and actually, I had like $50 worth of Amazon rewards credit, so it cost me like $25 in cash to get this thing.
Wow.
I don't know if my mic is picking it up, but apparently somebody's doing fireworks directly behind me.
Oh,
Not
okay.
the artist, but like in the window that's behind me.
I just
So,
heard a
sorry
boom
if
boom, so yeah, that's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Luke, you were complimenting my scratching?
Yeah, just thinking about all the years you and I and others have been trying to do, our own homemade DIY hip hop parodies, and the notion of actually having a set of professional turntables and being able to scratch things in a way that sounds authentic has eluded people for a very long time, and only like recently has it gotten to the point where you can make things that are really authentic and really good. I mean, I can't remember which song it was, but one of the songs from my 2014 album, Fourth Grade Talent Show, I downloaded, that app onto my iPod so that I could try to scratch a thing for one of my songs. And I got it to work well enough for my purposes, but it still wasn't great. And hearing what you did in this song, it's like, by George, I think we finally got it. It's so it's like, so absolutely, I want to get one of those so that, I can start doing that. I mean, I would love to get a full set of turntables and learn how to scratch for real, because my brother JT is a DJ for, or at least he used to be a DJ at a hip hop band out of Madison, Wisconsin. And I just, I loved seeing him work, and I wanted to learn how to do that. But anyway.
Yeah, I can recommend this thing. It does take some getting used to scratching on such a tiny little jog controller, but it worked fine. And actually, that was Shoebox's voice I was scratching. The original song was a James Brown sample of him saying "Come on," but I had Shoebox. I'm like, sound whinier and complain more, and she's like, "Come on."
It's the part I was born to play.
Yes. So
a whiny James Brown.
I remember when I was making 2003 was John Archer, the Gorillaz parody of Clint Eastwood, and my brother made the backing track, but there was some kind of scratching sound effects thing in the background, like over the end as it was fading out, that wasn't there. And I asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't think that was important." And I'm like, "Okay, well, it's going to bug me forever if there isn't a thing there." So I just had him record me. I'm going to get close to the microphone here, doing this. Just to fill that void, so that it didn't bug me forever. That noise that should have been there was there.
Do you loop just that and make that the podcast?
I can do that.
No,
Yeah,
just that.
I'll loop that for an hour and a half, and that'll be the podcast.
Make a song from that.
Somebody loop that and make it a song and put it on the sideshow or submit it for the main page.
We can do that.
Logan Award winner 2021.
There was one thing that you were missing from this song, I think, and that would be an entire verse where you're like, "Take it, Luke," or whatever, and then there's just an entire verse of absolutely nothing happening until you reach the end and you realize he's been on mute the entire time.
Or his screen's frozen.
Oh, or that.
I could have done that, yes.
I am so tired of people forgetting to just, "Oh, sorry, I was on mute." People laugh at it every time. It's not funny anymore. It's been months. Learn it's a button. It happens. It's not funny anymore.
The only thing worse is when somebody's not on mute and who should be on mute.
Right. Was that
there's always somebody with an audio problem. They're like, everyone's trying to figure it out. No one can figure it out. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably do 3-4 Zoom meetings a week, and first of all, just the trying to get a word in edgewise, and 3 other people are trying to talk is one thing, and then somebody with their mute off or someone with their mute on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I tell you, it's a bad deal.
There was a commercial for Sirius XM radio that made me laugh because they were, they're all going remotely, and they had LL Cool J interviewing Biz Markie, and Biz Markie starts talking, but there's no audio, so he's just, And then LL was like, "Yeah, we can't hear you, dog. There's nothing coming through." It was really funny.
Yeah.
So we did a video for this song too, which I just played for the 3 people who watched the video version of this show. And I figured since this was a song about Zoom, we could just have a Zoom meeting and record it, and that would be the video. So that's basically what we did. We had a meeting with me, Ian, and Luke, and we recorded each of us individually doing our parts, and then once with the gallery view. I always forget the word gallery for some reason. And then I had to edit it together, and I had to edit it because of the lag, because their lip syncing was not in sync with my music playing. So I had to, shift things around a little bit, and then we all recorded in front of a green screen so I could do the virtual backgrounds in edit in post, so we didn't have to try to do it on the fly. And I think it worked. I think it worked great.
This very green screen that is still set up because I'm lazy.
I just took mine down this morning, so.
Mine is still set up.
And there's Luke's.
Yeah. It's still set up because Erica, my roommate, was talking about possibly trying to do a like playing Animal Crossing and having herself on the screen on YouTube kind of thing. So I left it up just because I thought that might happen. But at this point, I think I'm probably going to take it down. But at least now I know how to set it up for when that happens. So
cool. So this song is going to be on Insane Ian's new B-side collection tomorrow.
Actually, yes, it is.
It's going to be released.
I said to Devo, I was like, "Oh, you're going to have it done by Sunday? Oh. That's in time to put it on my album because I can have an extra track for that. Sweet."
So it's going to be on an Insane Ian album before it appears on a Devo Spice album, but that's okay.
That's okay. There's a song that's going to be on the album tomorrow by Boy Meets Robot that hasn't been released yet. It'll hit the FuMP later this month, but it's going to be on my album before that.
Nice. I know what song you're talking about. That's a good song.
Yeah, he came to me with that song like a year ago, and we finally finished it.
Cool.
Robot is awesome.
All right, so I have nothing to plug, but since tomorrow is the free Bandcamp day, you can go to devospice.bandcamp.com and pick up my stuff, or suddendeathrap.bandcamp.com to pick up my old stuff. And that's a thing. So that's all I got about that song. Unless anyone else has anything else, we'll do some teasing. All right.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a joke.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Insane Ian. So Ian will be returning next week, assuming he's available. And Tuesday's song is by Scooter Picnic.
So I'll be on twice.
Yes. There's going to be all the Ian next week.
All the Ian you can handle.
Does that mean you get 2 squares on the Zoom meeting?
I think so. I'll be the center square, and then I'll win Hollywood squares.
All right, so Shoebox, plug yourself one more time.
I did that already. Leave me alone. WarmQuartet.com, strangely. I will have a new album coming out this year if it kills me and or any of you.
Belle Isle Rats, plug yourself one more time.
BelleIsleRats.com, BelleIsleRats.com. The website. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on all the social media stuff. Apple Music. Blah blah blah. That's it. Check it out. We have at least almost 4 hours of music, I believe, up there.
Nice.
Some of it's not bad.
some of it's awesome.
And I'm genuinely excited about the thought of a joint venture here. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned something about a seed in our stupid garden. To have someone else come in and enrich our moronic loam would be welcome.
Enrich our moronic loam. Oh my God, that's biblical. I love it.
From the book, Thomas.
All right, and my stuff, as I just said, is at devospice.com and devospice.bandcamp.com and suddendeathrap.bandcamp.com, and That's it. That's a show. Unless you guys got anything else. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And there's a plethora of people.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
Congratulations to Carrie Dalby for the song Dr. Fauci on YouTube video getting over 200,000 views!
Oh.